How to Make a Shoe by John Parker Hedley. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Read by Betsy Bush in Marquette, Michigan, April 2008. How to Make a Shoe by John Parker Hedley. Shoemakers are known both far and wide as men who always cut up side. Horse sometimes, also cow leather, to meet the changes in the weather. Sheep and goats are often slain, both unite to make it plain that sheep is used for lining nice, when goat alone would not suffice. Just so with calf as well as kid. Some use these linen lined, and think it quite the best for those who feel themselves refined. Refined or not, we think it true, our feet need some protection to do whatever they have to do. We make our own selection. Select at all times the best we can, both of shoemakers as well as shoes. This is much the better plan, and learns us how to choose. Introduction. The author of the book in hand, having passed through the various scenes through which he would accompany his readers, was prompted to make this offering to the craft and the public in order to relieve his mind of the thoughts had upon the subject of making shoes, as well as to contribute something of a literary character, which, in the broad sense of possibilities, may become useful as a text-book or family book for those who may feel interested in making or wearing shoes, and perhaps lead to something better. Realizing the imperfections and shortcomings of the human family, to some extent at least, no claim beyond that which you are disposed to put upon it is held, so that any communication will be gladly received and noted. This opportunity is also taken to express thanks for some valuable suggestions from the U.S. Bureau of Education and others concerning the publication of this little volume, and in its present shape you are invited to read and make the best use of it you can. Author. The subject seated on a chair, one knee the other to rest, has his measure taken fair, the foot at ease is best. The artist views the foot, and straightway takes the length, by measuring it from heel to toe, his size brings content. From 12 to 18 inches long, this stick has many sizes. 3 to the inch is now our song, subject to compromises. Some feet have long toes behind, in the language of the craft. These are not so hard to find, and oft to us been waft. Our artist here will best succeed if a little head he can measure, for out of this comes very much to make the feet a treasure. Next around the heel a strap we bring, to the center of the curve. A leather or linen strap is used, and don't affect the nerve. The marks on this an inch represents, also fractions of inch preserved. When made complete, it then presents an appearance well deserved. Around the heel I've already said, but that is not quite so, for around in part and through instead will make it more the go. Now let us here make up our minds if this trade we would study, that the craft is subject to many fines if the subject gets very muddy. With strap in hand the instep measure, be sure you get it right, for at this place some have a treasure which prompts them off to fight. A little lump we will it now call, not knowing the exact name of it, nor let our strap the least bit fall, but measure just above it. When we've done this, and done quite well, another move will follow, which takes us nearly on the ball, and brings us from the hollow. From the hollow now we've just come out, with strap in hand to take the measure neat near on the ball, so that our fits won't shake. If they should shake, the remedy comes, a false sole we do make. To please our subjects at their homes, the soles we there do take. Onward now the way we press, and move along just so. until we reach the part well known to be the toe, the toe. This is the place of which folks do talk, if there is any pressure, because they cannot easy walk, the shoey missed the measure. Just below the ball, across the toes, is where we next are found, for there is nothing worn like shoes when used upon the ground. From here we feel like soaring higher, and soon get at the ankle, which must be fit to suit the buyer, thus avoiding any wrangle. The ankle reached, we then with care measure neat and true. If anything is noticed there, 'twill surely be the shoe. That notice is just what we want, from that we get our living, and if we make a miss on that, it might be past forgiving. From toe to ankle we have come, with an uncertain height, and with the measures we've put down, we'll now add that right. To have the height right is our aim, some like shoes high, some low, but to have them fit is all the same, and this we try to show. Some in one way, some in another, these measures have been taken, until we have them all together, we should not try to shapen. To work now by our measure marked, will be our constant aim. A pattern must be cut, to start with that is plain. But plainer still the shoe will be from the pattern we shall cut, because we think you'll all agree what's opened should be shut. Before our eyes the patterns come, the shapes are clearly seen, a vamp and quarter with a tongue worked just in between. A stiffening of sole has found its way, and asks that it be shown, in order at some future day its use might be made known. The parts, you see, stand thus alone, but have a close relation, because these parts must all be shown to keep their proper station. One part not seen, in shape the same, is cut and called the lining, upon which each quarter must be placed, we'll not stop here defining, but show in this cut, if you please, the lining a little larger, with the quarter passed on it smooth, if not there'll come a charger. The vamp, also, has been changed, only one half appears, the cause of which can be explained in less time than number years. When we the lower corners take, and match them well in fact, the centre we at once do make, which guides the following act. The act of uniting quarter and vamp, with paste or cement for sewing, is done with care, as in this cut the fitness of things is showing. The centre mark on the vamp we'll use, to get the quarters placed best, by putting the vamp upon the two, 1/2 inch above the rest. One end is reached, but not the last. This end from flax or cotton is made by some men very fast, if the flax is not too rotten. The work which we have now passed through could all be done by standing, having a board to cut upon, and one the paste commanding. But now we wish the scene to change, and begin the ending act, which comes first to him who would arrange the threads indeed intact. We roll the thread upon our knee to untwist and break with ease, and place the cords 1, 2, and 3, so that the points are formed, if you please. By having the points one below the other, the thread kept free from a knot, we will avoid whatever there is to bother, while the past may be forgot. We will let that be just as it may, if wrong we'll try and mend it, for surely there will come a day when after all we'll send it. The figure now shows us how to twist it hard and harder. When one side is twisted hard enough, we simply take the other, and do the same thing over again, so that the threads are worked together. Before the ends are entirely free, one thing around us lingers. We take the thread, 3 or 2 in one, around our left-hand fingers. A large round awl is just the thing to do what we call milling. 2 or 3 trips are sure to bring from fingers to foot the filling. Now our thread is very smooth, but we try to make it smoother by using a piece of cloth to rub, when done, free altogether. Something now is sought